I think you were next. 2, 3. Yes, sir.
Question on the efficiency and the budget topics, because they're very much interrelated. How do you break the bad habit that government agencies have that says use it or lose it? Spend it whether it's needed or not, because if you don't spend it, they'll cut it out of your next year's budget.
Right, and the question was how do you break the spend it or lose it mentality in government, which, you know, my military experience, I'm going to tell you a little story on that. So I've got dozens of them, right? But we're at the end of the fiscal year. Spend money, send in your, you know, what your dream sheet is. Give us what you want to spend money on. Well, my group said, well, we could use some of those big plasma TVs to put Fox News on, or the Weather Channel, or whatever us pilots are interested in. And we could use one for each squadron. We need 5 of them. So we'll put in 10. We'll request 10 and hope to get 5. Guess how many we got? 10. That was your taxpayers' dollars, $4 grand a pop, 20 grand. And they're sitting in boxes in a storage room. I hope we got rid of them. That's the last time I saw them. Your point is exactly well taken. That's one simple way to wring out efficiency. You start with, and I've done a lot of thinking on this throughout my career, you start with zero-based budgeting. You justify your budget every year. And as that becomes very hard to do, you could go maybe 2 or 3, but you have to justify your budget every year. You start from 0. You don't go off of last year's budget and say, well, last year we had this much, so let's add a 5% increase and send that forward and see what we get. And then we got to spend all our money, because if we don't, they'll take it away from us next year. You can't do it that way, and we see that all the time. We fly. I mean, this is just the military. And the military is the best department in your government in terms of efficiently spending your money. And there's lots of money to save there. So just imagine in the VA and the Health and Human Services and the State Department, all those other departments out there that are doing it worse than we are. And I'm giving you some pretty bad examples. Just on September 30th, we'll fly a couple of sorties just to zero out our flying budget. And we're not getting anything out of those sorties, but we're zeroing them out so we don't lose those flying hours the next year. You start with zero-based budgeting. You begin a culture of rewarding savings to where if you save money, that's how you're being promoted. In the military, it'll work great. You tell us how to be promoted, we do it. I mean, we're good at that. That's what we do, right? Get promoted. So you build a culture in that. And then another thing I'd like to see, and this is ideas, right? These are ideas as you work the practicality. But you give somebody in charge of a budget, say, okay, if you save 10% of your budget this year, we'll carry over 5%. So they don't feel like they're losing it. You know, there's lots of ways to break that. But the main way of doing it is zero-based budgeting, justified every year. And then when you look at how to give the money out, you know what they really need versus looking in the past.